Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I never thought that a Nigerian man can love me the way that I needed to be loved. If you're wanting to date a Nigerian man and you like, oh, I don't know if he wants something from me. Well, American man can want something from you too. And you have to look at it like that. You don't want to just slap a label on someone because it's not cool.
I can give you a saying that you can tell him every morning because I tell my husband.
Okay.
And it's I can't remember. It's Akara Okomi, and it's good morning, my husband.
Yeah.
I think that he's told me that before.
Just say it every day.
Akara
Okomi.
Akara Okomi.
Good morning, my husband. And he's gonna say Akaro Yaomi.
Yaomi.
That's good morning, my wife.
Okay. I like it.
You say. So, welcome back, everybody, and we're here with the beautiful Tamara.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamara, and I've been married to a Nigerian man since 2019.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
It's just like a couple months before he was married in 2019 too, in February.
Okay, nice.
And how did you guys meet?
Actually, we met through a family member. My cousin, she's married to a Nigerian man, and they felt like we would be a good match, and it turned out to be so.
Oh, you might have to bring her on the show too. She's a matchmaker too.
Yes, she is.
They love matchmakers.
Yes, she is.
And what are some things that you've experienced with your husband? Or the negative things that you've okay, how about this? What are the stereotypes that you heard about Nigerian men?
One of the stereotypes I used to always hear that Nigerian men were very violent. I would always hear that. And I just think that violence can come across in any race. I don't think that you should just hold a Nigerian man accountable for that because my husband is gentle and he's loving. And when he does need to have a strong hand, he knows that that strong hand is to be dealt with a man, not with a woman.
I like that.
So I think that was one myth that I was like, no, this man is gentle. Another myth that, Nigerian men, they just want to be players. Again, I think that's something to me that comes across different races. Being with him, I knew his heart from day one, dating him. I'm not even going to say it was something about him. It was just our chemistry, period. I think we both, we met at a time where we both wanted to be wanted, be with someone that was trusting, someone who was loving. And his heart desired that, and my heart desired that as well. And I feel that when your heart is in the right place and you both on the same page as to wanting the same things, then that's it, And I think that when it's not forced and it's just organic,
that's the best.
It's the best because sometimes, not all women, but when you want the man to marry, when you want him to do this and when you want him to do that, when it's organic and fresh, it just flows because that's what he wants. That's what you want, That's what God wants for you all. That's why he brought us together. So that was another myth. And I think also too, the myth that every Nigerian man, like they want something from you. I think in life, everybody wants something from everybody.
They do.
Even myself. It doesn't matter, man or woman. You want something from that person. So I think that was another myth also that we've moved past and we're good.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are good ones. Those are really good ones. Now you got me thinking. Like, who was it? No. So have you ever been with a Nigerian man besides him?
I dated another Nigerian guy, and I'll be honest with you. I really wasn't going to go out with another Nigerian man. I had no interest of going out. I just, no.
Was it something in particular that he did that was like, oh no, because Nigerian men just like a whole, as a whole.
I just don't think that he was being honest and forthcoming about things about his life, and to me, that did something to me, and so, and I mean, we're speaking our truth on here today, right? Being honest, I just feel like, if I'm going to go through something or deal with something, let me just deal with it with my own man, my own American man. Mm-hmm. I just don't have time for that. So when it was first talked about me meeting him, I was like, I'm not meeting him. No. I said, what? You don't have an American man for me to meet. Why does it have to be Nigerian? And they went to marriages. I'm like, oh goodness. Because it left such a bad taste in my mouth the way things went with the other guy, and I really cared about him. I really did, and he said that he cared about me, but just the not being truthful about things, it just made me feel like, let me just leave these men alone, these Nigerian men, let me just leave them alone. Mm-hmm. So I think that all changed once went out on our first date, because we went out on our first date, and I said, okay, let me try this out and see what's what. So just one other guy.
And what part of Nigeria is he from?
He's from Lagos.
Okay. Is he what tribe is he?
He's a Yoruba.
Oh, they're the best, girl.
I think so.
They're the best.
I think so.
Do you like the food?
Well, that's another story.
You don't?
Yeah, extremely hot. The food could be nice, but I can't enjoy food that's very hot. Talking with him, you even see the young kids, like the babies, eat hot food. I'm like, how do they handle this?
They do. My niece eat hot. Her mama make it hot, and she only eat Nigerian food. Mm-mm.
I like the rice. I like the plantain, but everything is so hot. I think I would enjoy it more if someone would just make it not hot, and then I can actually taste it and go from there. But right now I'm going to say hot, but I will eat the rice. Well, maybe if it was mild spicy, that type of hot is the kind of hot that just, you eat it and then you just feel the heat coming. And you like, when is it going to stop? So maybe, I don't know. And sometimes, I've eaten the food that he's cooked, and he said, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, so I think once we get the level of the heatness down, I'll be okay. I'll be okay then.
And have you ever been to Nigeria?
No, not yet, but soon.
Okay. And is it some things that you want to do when you get there?
Well, I would want to learn more about the culture, because sometimes, I think you can learn more about the culture. I think certain things are done in Nigeria that's not done back here.
Can you give me examples?
I just want to see, I guess more so, I want to watch the women and see how they carry on with their husbands and different things they do. I'm just intrigued. I really am. With how they carry on with their husbands, their day-to-day, just different things. I don't think that you have to change yourself, because guess what? I'm American. He knows that. He wouldn't have married me. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you should just change who you are completely just because your husband is Nigerian. I just think that both cultures can merge and become one. And certain things I want him to like, certain things I want to like about his culture. Mm-hmm. And I just think that if you're going to marry someone from a different culture, you should know about their culture. You should.
But are you willing to do some of the things? Okay, so it's a two-part. So first, do you watch Nollywood? Because you can learn about the day-to-day on what the women do sometime from Nollywood.
I haven't watched Nollywood. Okay.
Well, I have to send you some movies to watch. Really good. So
okay.
when I married Jesse, I didn't know anything about the culture, but I watched Nollywood and I kind of got a little bit. And then every person is different. So your husband might not like, X, Y, and Z, whatever, you saw in the movie. You're like, oh, I'm going to try it and see if you like it.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of that. And then are you willing to be open to do some of the things that's in the movie? Like now, I've dated long term before and I've lived with a man before. But with my husband, like I stay home to make sure he gets home from work. Like I stay up until he gets home from work. I make sure like the house is pretty tidy when he come in. I make sure I try to make the dishes that he likes, even though I know nothing about Nigerian food cooking, how it's supposed to taste. Like it's instinct, and I only do it because I saw it in the Nigerian movies. Like even now, I'm starting to serve him with a tray because I seen them done in the movie.
That's done on Nollywood?
Yeah, like they serve their husbands with, tray. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I went and bought a tray.
I don't think that I would have a problem with that, and I don't think so. If I was to bring him his breakfast or dinner on a tray, I wouldn't have a problem with that because that's my friend and he would do it for me. And I'm not saying that I'm only doing it because he would do it or I want to see if he's going to do it. I would do it. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think that's cute and sexy.
See, I didn't think that. I seen it all the time in the movies. I'm like, ooh, I would never do that. But then I'm like, why not try? But it's just so he can feel at home because he's so far away from what he knew and what he grew up around.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. I just think how you take care of your home is your business. And I just think that if more people be like that and just take care of your home and worry about your home.
Man, yeah, what? Black business.
Yeah, so I think I would have a problem with that. As far as me being at home sometime to greet him, that may be hard at times because of the type of work that I do. But when I am available and I can get home before him and get things together, I think that would be nice, sometimes if I can do that. And I have done so I think that would be okay.
And then in your house, do you have like different things that remind him of home?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's something that we could work on. Yeah.
But definitely Nollywood. I think before you go, just to try and get a feel of it, watch some Nollywood movies.
Okay.
And that should help you. It helped me out a lot.
Okay. That's good.
Do you know any Yoruba?
No.
It's okay. I know it when they say it, but like if I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you wrong.
Well, I will do this. I think one thing that I've picked up with Nigerian men, watch their body language when they talk. Sometimes you know what they're talking about. So that's how I've picked up on things because I can hear him saying something and I know what he's talking about. It just comes natural. I don't know why.
I think that's just with anybody.
Oh.
Like you hear a Chinese man going off and you see him like this, like, oh, he's upset about something. And you'll be like, oh, I know 1 or 2 words. Oh, he's talking about money. He's upset about money. Okay, what about you?
Because one thing I will do, if we're having a conversation and there are a lot of words that I use that he may not know, sometimes he'll say, what is that? I'll explain to him what I mean. So, yeah, that's something that I need to work on in the relationship. Learning more about his first language, which is Yoruba. So I need to work on that. I'll be honest about that.
I think probably every American do. It's hard. It's really hard. When I'm trying to learn now, and it's hard.
I think because also too, the way English is our first language, and the way that we speak, the way that we pronunciate our words.
100%.
100%. And so, like, we both can look at the same word, but we say it different.
100%.
So I think that's one of the things right there. It's how I say things, and he'll be like looking at me like, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with the way I say it? But I'm American.
So when I first started trying to learn on my own, it was an app that I used. I think it's called Yoruba Speak or something.
Okay.
And then I looked on YouTube, and I can give you a saying that you can tell him every morning because I tell my husband.
Okay.
And it's I can't remember. It's Akaro Okomi, and it's good morning, my husband.
Yeah.
I think that he's told me that before.
Just say it every day.
Akara.
Akaro Okomi.
Akara Okomi.
Good morning, man. And he's gonna say Akaro Yomi. And that's good morning, my wife.
Okay. I like it.
You say that every day. So now you know a little.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No problem. So what are some of the qualifications or things that you love about your husband that made you be like, okay, like he's the one, I know he's my husband?
One of the things is he's very patient. Oh, patience is not one of my good qualities, and he's taught me patience. I've slowed down some being with him. So patience was one of the first things, and loving. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I never thought that a Nigerian man can love me the way that I needed to be loved. Because I feel like they were just rough. Like they would lack understanding, compassion, just the understanding, the communication. I just didn't feel like it could happen. And I think honestly, when we first met, I think I told someone that. I said, I don't know. And they said, well, Tamara, give the person a chance. And that's what I did. But the qualities that I love about him is how he cares. It's how making sure that I'm okay. I love that. That's like big with me. He wants to make sure that I'm okay, because when I'm okay, we're okay. What really did it for me, he may not know this, he's very mature, and that was really important. Like, I've never told him this. I think one of the things that made me start loving him, he could be in a room full of men and still wants to take care of me, make sure I'm okay, like nobody's in the room but me and him. And that was really, that I respected him for that. I have big respect for him. And how he loved my mother. Those are qualities I love about him. How he loved my mother. How he'd check on her before he check on me sometimes. Be like, you know what? Like, check on me first. So that was big with me. Loving my mother, being patient with me and caring, and just being a man. Those are some good qualities about him. You know, he believed in making sure that his wife is okay. And I like that. I like him. Yeah.
Make me jealous.
You have nothing.
Like, I'm gonna have to write it down. Like, you make me. So, what advice would you give women out there who's looking to marry a Nigerian, date a Nigerian?
It's really, that's a tough question to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because my experience is my experience. But I will say this: if you meet a Nigerian man, and I think with any man, let's just take the label off for a minute. I think with any man, because so if you're wanting to date a Nigerian man and you like, oh, I don't know if he wants something from me. Well, American man can want something from you too. And you have to look at it like that. You don't want to just slap a label on someone, because it's not cool. Because it may be things about American women that they've heard, and that's not, you'd be like, no, that's not true. Everyone is not like that. So I just think if you choose to date a Nigerian man, get to know him. Let him do a lot of the talking. See where his heart is. See what he wants. Because I think with any man, if you just listen to them, you know what they want.
And they'll tell you.
They'll tell you. You'll know. And when I say that, meaning, if a man is, because to be quite honest with you, I think for us, we actually courted. That's an old word. We courted where we just spent so much time together and getting to know one another. And that was really important. And him showing me stuff and me showing him a lot, you know. I think that you should get to know him, spend time with him, and whether he's Nigerian or who or whatever, if, let's just say you have dinner plans, and he said, okay, I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock to pick you up for dinner, and you don't hear from him in a couple of days, well, leave him alone. But that doesn't mean that every Nigerian man would be that way. Because if it's the right Nigerian man, he'll be there. And
at 4:30.
That's right. He'll be there, you know, ready for you. So I just think that just get to know the person. Ask questions. Talk to him. You know, find out who he is and get to know him. And then once you get to know him and take your time, then go from there. You know, because, I mean, I have a Nigerian man that loves me. I have a Nigerian man that gives me flowers, you know, and do sweet things for me, you know, that makes me feel special. So I just think my advice to women, get to know the man. Let him get to know you. See, you know, and take your time. Just take your time and communicate very well. I think communication is a big key. Because if you communicate with that person very well, you'll learn a lot. And you'll learn a lot whether or not if he is the one or if he's not the one. But at least you'll know.
And with that being said, thanks again for coming. I love having you. We're going to have your cousin come so that she can talk about her experience. And with that being said, it's a wrap.
Thank you.